doing a reaction to some gaming sins of Life is Strange. Now this is a bit different because this does have a video cam to it. Hey, you get to see my face, and this is a bit older of a video, so it's not my actual hair color that I have right now. So yeah, it's a bit different. I did check someone's YouTube video out, and I was like, you know what? I want to do a live reaction of this, and I did on my Twitch. So without further ado, this is a longer video. I do tend to rant a bit because a lot of this doesn't make any kind of sense as far as gaming sins for this game. But yeah, you'll hear all about it. I go on a tirade a little bit, and you'll see some of my chat around with me too. So yeah, it's a fun time. Yeah, get some more info and stuff. I wanted to go into the gaming sins for Life is Strange and talk about the gaming sins that's on there and just have a reaction video. I think that would be interesting. Have reaction videos to already videos that have gaming sins on them.
However, as soon as you do, the game will...
That's right. I'm gonna tell people why they're wrong. I'll be good at it. I'll be stopping a lot too.
Square Enix. You know, from...
Why? Why Square Enix? Why is that a gaming sin? Like, right off the bat. Do they not like Square Enix games? Do they not like Square Enix, like, at all? So we know we're going to get a perfectly impartial view. Yeah. Right off the bat, I don't understand. Why? Why is Square Enix a gaming sin? They've made good games. The only game that I found utter trash by Square Enix, and I don't know if they developed it or if they just published it. I don't know. It's freaking The Quiet Man. Quiet Man is absolute trash. But aside from that, the games that I've played, Square Enix, been pretty damn good.
Square Enix. You know, from here on out, every developer who puts a message like this before their game is automatically going to get sinned, because, with the exception of Until Dawn, all of you are a bunch of liars, as your choices ultimately will not matter.
Wrong. Anyone who has played the game, if you remember a certain someone at the top of the building getting ready to jump, the choices absolutely matter. Because if you choose the wrong choice, someone's gonna die. And a lot of people killed that person in their first playthrough. I didn't. I chose the right answers. How I chose the right answers, I'll have no idea. But no! This is completely wrong. Now they did... Yeah, more games than Until to have choices. Thank you. But I will say, to tag onto this gaming sin, the fact that it says the consequences of all your in-game actions and decisions will impact the past, present, future. Okay, not every decision is going to impact everything. That much is true. So if they're putting that on the game sin counter, then okay. But there are definite choices that matter. It is still picky. Have they played this game?
As we will later find out in this very game. Welcome everybody to Life is Strange, or as I like to call it, Hipster Simulator. Now, it's not really an insult coming from me, because I actually like this game. But in this case, my opinion is not the only one that matters.
How the hell is that a sin? What? Now they're just like throwing shit out there. We're 47 seconds into the video, and 3 of them don't even make sense so far. Life is Strange Hipster Simulator. I don't get it. Not true either. I mean, she is kind of a hipster. Max is just apathetic, not a hipster. I don't know. I think it's mentioned in the game, something about hipsters. She might have been talking about other people, but it's still kind of there.
It begins at the end.
Would that be a gaming sin? Beginning at the end? Now this next one, yeah, that's a gaming sin for sure. Actually, no. That's not a gaming sin. I take that back. There's one coming up that's a gaming sin. It begins at the end. Like, if people can pull this off in a video game, it's actually pretty good. So I don't find that a sin at all. Books do it. Games do. This isn't the first game to do it. I think besides, they began at the okay. Things I don't like. I think that's literally what gaming sins is. Not everything wrong with Life is Strange. Like, things wrong, I would think of game glitches. And things they, like, actually got wrong in the game. Yeah, literally bad game design. And with this, with it beginning at the end, first off, it's a hook to the gamer. They don't know you're starting at the end. It doesn't even matter that you start at the end, even when the person finishes the game. Because it's like, oh, this is where it all started. By the way, the medium started at the end. Thank you. But this is a pull right here. This is what hooks the gamer. You're going toward... Mic drop. You're going toward a hurricane. Basically, if you look at the environment around you, you're in this forest. You don't know why you're here. You're heading toward a lighthouse. And there's going to be a hurricane in the distance that you see. That is going to hook the gamer. If you just started with her being in a freaking lecture, do you think many people would continue the game?
Main character waking up in the middle of a dream heading towards a lighthouse. Game rips off the opening of Alan Wake.
Boring start. That would be a sin. Boring start. Boring starts to games are sins. Granted, the game can pick up pace in the middle, but if it's a boring start, then what's to keep people playing? Like, people who played the medium, they complained about it because there is quote-unquote nothing to do. Because they're comparing it to freaking what everybody says this game is like Resident Evil. Yeah, fixed cameras. That's why the game is like Resident Evil. Other than that, the story is the game. Is that it? Resident Evil? Yeah. Yeah. They're like, this game is nothing like Resident Evil. Why do people keep saying it's like Resident Evil? Fixed cameras. The fixed camera is like Resident Evil. When she puts her phone in her breast pocket, Resident Evil. The game is not Resident Evil, which everybody thinks it's going to be. Like, people put too much thought into other person's reviews. Stop it. But main character waking up in the middle of a dream, heading towards the lighthouse. First off, we don't know they're waking up in the middle of a dream. Not if we haven't played it yet. And heading towards a lighthouse? So? Is Alan Wake literally the only game out there where the person heads toward a lighthouse? Because there's a game called Lighthouse. Alan Wake uses a lighthouse. The Shore has a lighthouse in it. What's another one? What's BioShock Infinite? Don't you go up to a lighthouse in the very beginning of the game? Second of all, if you never played Alan Wake, this whole line is literally meaningless. I mean, now that this line is here, people who watch gaming sins are gonna, like, check out Alan Wake, be like, oh my god, he's right. No! I mean, granted, Alan Wake does have a lighthouse in it, but I didn't really like Alan Wake. It aged well. Alan Wake rips off the movie Misery. Is that a gaming sin for Alan Wake? Should be.
Oh look, a lighthouse to symbolize safety. No way! So unexpected and symbolic. Welcome to English 101, the game.
I never thought of it as a lighthouse symbolizing safety. Honestly, I never thought of that. Is that actually why game developers put lighthouses in games? Because obviously it's not safe to her. Freaking boat slams into it and almost falls on top of her. How is that safety? And even if it did, using a familiar symbol and meaning connects with the player by activating prior information. It's familiar which players will like. I mean, going back to the Alan Wake thing. In Alan Wake in the beginning, you're being chased by some unknown force, some killer. You're not being chased here. You're just walking through the rain trying to figure out where the hell you are. If they took out the lighthouse here, it's literally nothing like Alan Wake. The only reason they're saying it's like Alan Wake is because it's a lighthouse.
Whoa.
It was all just a dream, cliche.
That is a cliche. I'll count that as a game sin counter. That's a book sin as well.
Jay.
Now, can you give me an example of a photographer who perfectly captured the human condition?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe every good photographer ever?
I'll give them that. Another game sin. So 2 game sins so far to their 7.
Look at this crap. How can I show this to Mr. Jefferson?
Max's submission for the Everyday Heroes contest is a selfie of herself.
It's a photography class. What else is he supposed to say? This one, like, it's a selfie of herself. Is that not the meaning of selfie? Would you consider this a selfie though? I mean, it's not looking at her face. Usually when people have selfies, they're just going like this and taking a picture of their face. It's a selfie. This is a unique take on selfies. Still think this is mostly pretentious people with 2 highly regarded opinions being very picky for clout. You've heard it from Nocturne, not me.
I could frame any one of you in a
Also, did she seem a little salty that Max takes better selfies than her? I'm just saying.
dark corner and capture you in a moment of desperation.
Not so subtle foreshadowing.
That actually... I don't really get foreshadowing a lot unless I replay the game. So yeah, if you beat the game and you play it again, this is not so subtle foreshadowing. Right, this is wrong. It's things I don't like.
Come on, devs. Did you really think that just because you spread this game out throughout the course of a year that we were going to forget about it? If so, you dead wrong. Game forces you to...
Okay, that went along with his other statement. Never mind.
to take a selfie.
How is that a sin? We're in a photography class. Hello? The game forces you to take a selfie because you have to in order to freaking move forward. If it didn't make you take a selfie, you would have to literally sit here and listen to his lecture until the bell rang.
Also selfie.
Who takes a selfie in class to prove they're still in class? Answer, no one.
Okay, I'll give him that. Because that is kind of stupid how she said, I'm gonna take a selfie to prove I'm still here. After her dream. Something about that just, it's weird. If she did this after she used her rewind power, then okay, it would make sense. No, this is before the time loop. This is after she wakes up. I'm pretty sure, unless they fast forwarded it. No, because when she wakes up from the dream, she wants to take a selfie to make sure she's still here. That's what she said in the game. But she does it again after the time loop to know that it's real. That what she did was real. So there's 2 instances where she takes a selfie.
Shh. I believe Max has taken what you kids call a selfie. A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition.
Ah, I see, Jefferson. So Max taking a selfie gains your attention, but not when she was sleeping right in front of you in the middle of your lecture.
First off, this is a private school for photography. So I'm pretty sure the teacher's not going to give a shit if you're not paying attention, if you're sleeping, because this is on you. You're not in kindergarten no more. You're not in elementary. They're not gonna be like, wake up, you're not paying attention. No. They're gonna let you do whatever, and if you fail, that's on you.
And right off the bat, the game fails in its design. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, this is the most crucial part of the story and its gameplay, and we are left with 2 options to choose from.
That changes. It changes. See, they're taking that thing at the start to a literal level where all choices change the outcome. Where in reality, it's specific choices. Where it says your choice, you know, what does it say? Your choice affects the outcome or whatever. Those are the ones that matter. Because plenty of other choices matter games, they have these little obsolete choices too. They have the little obsolete choices, and then they have the bigger ones that actually affect the game.
This right here is setting the tone for the game, and it's not getting off to a good start.
Now you're totally stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Victoria just said an emoji out loud.
Because it's Victoria, that's a gaming sin.
In typical careless rich person fashion, Victoria leaves her expensive tablet lying around for anybody to tamper with. Well, of course she could afford a new one if it gets lost, cause she's rich, bitch! Still a sin.
Have people never talked to Twitch viewers? Sad face. Well, this is in 2013 though. So I feel like this is a sin in general, like leaving your expensive ass shit like right out in the open for someone to take. What kind of broke ass photographer would not want to take this? I mean, come on. That's a sin.
Kate's subtle hints for asking for help are completely missed by everyone.
If you got a better angle on it, then maybe I can see what's going on. I think there's a tree with a noose on it. But the other things I don't understand. Because it looks like, I mean, when you talk to her, you can tell she's depressed. Right, people miss signs of other people's mental issues all the time.
I didn't have any time. Way too much homework.
Max, you're a better photographer than a liar.
One of the many instances where a character will call you out for lying, thus making your choice irrelevant. These 2 options show the same outcome.
Do I have to? I just don't think it's that big a deal.
Max, you're a better photographer.
I will say, the game devs could have created a new line for him for one of those, instead of saying the completely same thing. So I'll count that as a game sin.
Than a liar.
20 minutes into the game, now it's time for introductions.
The classic missing young white girl that the whole story will eventually revolve around.
Is that classic? Missing young white girl that the whole story will eventually revolve around? How many games revolve around a missing young white girl that the whole story will eventually revolve around? If it is, it's only because most game characters are white, which would be like saying all the game design is one big sin. Why is it classic? I've got 1,000 games in my Steam library. Swear to God. Of the 30 I've played that I can remember. Hardly any of them were like missing young white girl that the whole story will eventually revolve around. And yeah, like you said, I think... So we're done. What am I trying to say here? I think that's more of a pool for people. Like, we can connect with that. If it was a missing young white boy, like, that it just doesn't seem as dramatic as a missing white girl. That's bad to say, but right, it's trying to pull on their emotions. And that's almost what every game does. They pull on your emotions to keep you playing the game.
And bonus points if the missing young white girl is pretty.
Again, it's a trigger for us. If they're pretty, like, okay. First off, spoiler, she dead. She got killed. She hooked up with the wrong dude, basically. Because she used her prettiness to get into league with him. Actually, she got into league with Nathan Prescott, but still. Is Nathan Prescott going to go for a pretty girl or an ugly girl? You ask yourself that. And then you wonder why this girl is pretty and missing, which is, again, the point of the game, like they said.
Dana is on my floor too. She's such an archetypal, gorgeous cheerleader.
Newsflash, Max, every person in this hallway is a high school character archetype, and you are no exception.
True. Truth.
Max trying to seem like a down-to-earth, relatable girl while also talking shit about everyone in her head.
That's what makes her down to earth and relatable. That's literally what every high school, college student does. They talk about people in their heads. I did it. I'm sure my friends did it. Everyone does it. Adults do it too. So technically, yeah, she is down to earth and relatable. Because if she wasn't talking shit about people, this would be an awfully quiet game, don't you think?
Alyssa is always texting, but she doesn't hang out with a lot of people.
Max essentially says that Alyssa has no friends while she's walking around with headphones on so she can avoid talking to anybody.
Have you looked at an Alyssa's phone? She's not actually texting anyone, so she probably has no friends. And the fact that we're walking around with headphones on so we can avoid talking to anyone doesn't mean we don't have friends, by the way. Warren! Warren! Chloe? Did you forget about Chloe? This just means she's an introvert. If I walked around school with earbuds in, doesn't mean I don't have friends. Just means I don't want to talk to other people. I'm an introvert. Leave me alone. Kate. Yeah, Kate if you don't kill her. And even if you do kill her, at least she was your friend for a little while.
He's cute. I like skater boys. Too bad they don't like me.
Girl likes a guy that doesn't like them back cliche.
That is a cliche. That's a real life cliche. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
This guy's pants.
What? The guy's pants is a game sim? Alright. So much hate. I'm gonna agree with them. Cause what the hell, dude? Are you going to a disco party or what? But hey, self-expression. It's a photography school. Self-expression. Still sin.
Obvious reference to the butterfly effect and its relation to hurricanes.
I wonder how many gaming sins they see in real life. They probably never leave the house. Like, no, I can't handle it. There's so much sin. I wouldn't count this as a gaming... These sins are in everyday life. I wouldn't count this as a gaming sin so much as a cliche. First two are just made up. Yeah, I feel like this is a cliche. Apparently cliches are gaming sins though, so alright, let's continue.
Just relax. Stop torturing yourself. You have a gift.
Yes, Max, you have a gift for taking selfies. Congratulations.
Oh, she is so salty. Learn to take better selfies. That's all you have to do, Stacy.
A guy enters a woman's bathroom and nobody seems to notice or care. And this is before Max pulls the alarm. And just a few minutes ago, there were plenty of people standing outside the hallway.
Do you realize who he is? Nathan Prescott. Nathan Prescott can literally get away with murder. Literally get away with murder. Literally. Right. Like, people think it's weird, but no one's gonna give a shit. He's probably gonna go in there to have sex with some chick. Happens all the time in college and high school. Is that a sin? Should be a sin. But again, gets away with murder. He's Nathan Prescott. His family owns the goddamn school. Why would anyone care? And plus, he goes to the Vortex Club.
So you can't give the excuse that nobody noticed Nathan or Chloe walking in.
Chloe's kind of an oddball, though. It would be kind of weird for Chloe to go in there, considering she's not even part of the school. Again, nobody would care, but still, it's odd that she's in there.
Speaking of which, how the hell does nobody notice Chloe walking on campus?
Okay, fair point. She has been expelled from school, so that, again, that is kind of weird. I think that's a gaming sin on her. They're right on that one.
Especially when we later find out she's been expelled from the school.
The red herring is wearing red.
I don't understand the reference. I know they're trying to, like, reference something. I don't know what a red herring is.
Now, let's talk business.
Business.
Okay. Gaming sin. You're gonna... Something, especially a clue that is or is intended to be misleading or distracting. Is he a red herring, though? It's not technically misleading, because he is part of the problem as you continue through the game. It's not like he's pointless. If he was pointless, then yeah, he's a red herring.
Get that gun away from me, psycho! No!
Wait, so Max and Chloe were best friends, but when Max sees Chloe...
It's been 5 years since they've seen each other. 5 years. I don't think I would recognize someone unless they looked exactly the same. And it's not like Max is actually studying what she looks like. Max is in a predicament where someone's being held at gunpoint and she can't exactly come out from her hiding spot to look to see who it is. Her hair is somewhat shorter, and yeah, it's blue-colored hair. She's wearing, what, a beanie? She's probably got different tattoos on her. But again, Max isn't studying her enough. Because as we noticed, like, when they meet up in the parking lot, she's like, Chloe? Because she gets a good look at her. You can't get a good look at her here. Hello? She's been shot. She's some random chick that's been shot, and you want to, like, stop that. That's a gaming sin on you, gaming sins.
Chloe gets shot, she doesn't know who she is? Are people suddenly unrecognizable if they change their hair color?
Actually, sometimes yes. Sometimes it takes a moment. Like when I change my hair color, people don't recognize who I am at first. They literally told me they didn't recognize who I was at first. So yes. Some people are suddenly unrecognizable if they change their hair color.
Whoa. What the fuck?
And right off the bat, the game has failed in its time travel mechanics. In this one cutscene, Max has rewound about 20 minutes of time and back to a specific location. In-game, we can only rewind back a few minutes, at most, and Max remains still the entire time.
Well, if you finish the game, you realize you can rewind time back several days. Like 4 days? And I kind of understand what he's saying with the whole, you're rewinding time, but you're standing still. Because you think things would be moving around you when you're rewinding. But things are just like as a pause while you're rewinding, which doesn't really make sense. But think about how difficult it would have been for the developers to constantly shift things around you as you're controlling time. So this is kind of a sin and kind of not. Nocturne. Nocturne, you need to settle down, okay?
Also, Max's reaction after discovering she has time travel powers. Fuck that, I'd be going nuts like the Nintendo 64 kid.
Can you imagine doing that in class? First off, she didn't think her rewind powers were real for that kid. I've never been that excited for a gift or a game. But yeah. She didn't even understand if they were real or if it was just another dream. Maybe she's narcoleptic. She has a lot of dreams. She falls asleep a lot. We are 5 minutes into this 51-minute video. I just want to tell you that.
Now, can you give me an example of a
Man, I
photographer?
cannot
who
believe
perfectly
this.
Everybody else's reaction after Max breaks her camera. Because there is none.
That was odd. I feel like that's a game sin right there. Why does nobody have a reaction when she breaks her camera? No one even looks toward her. Gaming sin. See, that's a perfect example of a gaming sin. Right, not even Victoria, who would rag on her for it.
It's your turn to lecture us. Now, based on the chapters I have no doubt you all memorized,
Jefferson mentions chapters of a textbook that none of these kids have.
Fair point. That's another gaming sin, because nobody has a textbook. You can see nobody has a textbook. Gaming sin.
Stop wasting time. Go. Wowzer, you are blowing it. Save that girl. How long are you going to stall? Move. Get going, Max. You don't have time.
Game actively tells you to leave the classroom. However, as soon as you do, the game will force you back into a conversation with Mr. Jefferson.
he's turning in a photo soon. I see you, Max Caulfield. Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry.
I can see how that would be odd. Because Mr. Jefferson doesn't know Chloe's about to get shot. Okay. See, you're seeing sense. I mean, it's not like the game. She's gonna tell her, okay, talk to Jefferson. Talk to Jefferson before we leave. He's gonna stop me at the door. She doesn't think this all actually happens so far. She's kind of confused on it. So yeah, the game would tell you, get out there, go, to progress the story.
And then the game forces you to rewind a conversation, all to learn about a quote from John Lennon that has no significant impact on future episodes. This
is to show you that you can talk to people again and choose a choice that wasn't there before. That's literally what the game is telling you. It's showing you can do this. It's a tutorial that isn't a tutorial. Would you like to, you know, have your hand held and have the text on screen be like, by the way, you can rewind time and choose another option now that you've learned it. Do you want the game to do that? Is that what you want? You want baby game? Baby game for babies? Guess people are too dumb, so they need an actual tutorial. If you need an actual tutorial to realize this is a tutorial, rethink your gaming. Don't game.
Invisible walls.
Oh.
Okay, I tried that. I did try that. I tried going through that door when she opened it. Invisible walls. Invisible walls aren't a sin! What? Is Square Enix gonna, like, create a whole new area that doesn't have anything to do with the actual game just so you can explore around the school? This is a walking simulator, but it's not that much of a walking simulator.
Okay, Max, retrace every step. I washed my face. I shredded my photo. Then the butterfly flew in. And I took a photo.
Max already knows how this plays out, and yet she repeats the exact same steps in order to prevent Chloe from getting killed. Isn't the whole point of time traveling to alter the outcome and the method? Discount David Griffin.
You look.
She's reenacting things to make sure that it happens. Like, she don't know if she goes into the bathroom, does nothing, it's gonna happen. She's trying to save this chick's life, dude. If she didn't rewind time, she couldn't reenact anything. Discount David Griffin. Is that the actor? Does David Griffin, like... Does David Griffin play him, or is that like a... What? What's the word I'm thinking of? Or are they making fun of him for something? I don't know who David Griffin is. I can't say if that's a gaming sin or not, because... What? It's a reference I don't understand.
Discount David Griffin.
You look a little stressed out. Are you okay?
I'm just a little worried about my future.
Why doesn't Max just scream she was on her period to the principal? That's usually how you get out of stuff if you have a uterus.
Wow, talk about a cliche. That would be a gaming sin. Hello, Marie? Literally, if she did that, Marie would be all up on it like gaming sin. Cliche.
Blackwell Academy has a noble heritage, from the Native Americans who founded this land to the pioneers who shared it in peace, not fear and violence.
Miss Grant saying that the Native Americans and white settlers got along great, for some reason, which is the opposite of anything that ever happened, especially in Oregon. GG, French studio.
That's a sin. I'll have to count that as a sin. Native Americans and white settlers didn't get along right. You played Oregon Trail. That's the only thing I know about Oregon is Oregon Trail. It's still a sin.
Yeah.
Mr. Jefferson just has his own style. If Victoria wasn't all over him, I would definitely make a move.
Jailbait.
Now that you...
Jailbait. Is it a sin, though? I mean... On one hand, yeah, it could be a sin. Saying jailbait could be a sin.
You mention it, he doesn't respond to Victoria's flirting. That means he has good taste.
You have a lot to learn here at Blackwell. Rachel Amber absolutely had sex with him. Well, I heard that from a good source.
Stella slut-shaming a dead girl.
That's a sin in general. It's not even a game sin, that's a sin in general. Don't slut-shame dead people, okay? At least make sure they're alive. And do it behind their back. Even though they're probably gonna know later. How's she gonna slut-shame and she wants to have sex with Jefferson? Come on, girl! You're just the same! If you were a slut with Jefferson, and guess what? You'd be the dead girl.
Chillax, paranoia girl.
Use of outdated slang terms such as chillax.
Dude, there are so many outdated slang terms in this game. And are they outdated for 2013? This game is in 2013. Are they outdated? Considering that year? I don't think they're outdated. Like, now, 2021? Yeah, those words. Bidness, hella, chillax. Yeah, those are outdated. But for 2013, I don't think they're outdated. In game 2013. I don't know if this was published in 2013 or not. I'm just saying.
I am not in direct control of this drone. No, seriously, why did you give me the option to fly the drone if I can't actually control it? What if I wanted to be a total scumbag and smash it into somebody? Which I did. But I cannot because the game actively denied me that option.
That's a game sin. I will agree with that game sin. Because you can't just like, here, drive this drone, and it's on a set path anyway. You're not driving it, you're just in the passenger seat. This chick who has the drone literally put in the coordinates for how the drone needs to fly all around this place on a specific route. Girl's an engineer. Like, why is she in a photography school? She could be making way more money.
Game does not allow you to skateboard. What? Be better than any Tony Hawk game in recent years.
Can you see Max trying to skateboard? I mean, it might be better than any Tony Hawk game in recent years. He might be right about that. But Max is not the kind of character that would skateboard. And having her use a skateboard wouldn't even be her character. We would be like, why is she skateboarding? This chick is not a skateboarder. Someone who doesn't like talking to people, who is an introvert to the max, pun intended, is not going to ask Skater Boys for skateboard so she can just wipe out. Not a game sin.
Bring it.
What's your first move gonna be?
Jump?
You're such a poser. If you can't even name a simple nose slide or a tray flip, you should walk on.
Max using her godlike cosmic powers to manipulate people into liking her.
Who wouldn't do that? I want to skateboard so the game should let me do it, whiny entitled player. I don't think this is a game sin, because Max says she likes these guys, these skater boys, so why wouldn't she use her powers to make them like her a little bit more? Considering half the time they don't notice her. Who doesn't want to be noticed by someone they like? It's realistic, yeah. Like if someone I like doesn't even know I exist, and I could do something to make them realize, hey, I'm over here, I exist, I'm gonna do it. If even for just 5 seconds of their attention. Are you gonna tell me you wouldn't do that? Inconsistent judgment of what a game sin is. YouTuber sin.
Mind if I check out your cool portfolio?
Let's see if you're worthy of it, Max.
Evan thinking his portfolio should be guarded in the same fashion that a troll guards a bridge.
Okay. I'll label this as a game sin. I'm only labeling this as a game sin because this is a photography school. Why wouldn't you let people see your portfolio? So, there's really no reason to guard it. Unless you don't want someone taking the style you have in photography. Which he doesn't really have a style after we looked at his portfolio. Evan, the future DMCA content troll. It's a troll face.
Answer these questions 3 in my portfolio, you shall see.
Is that Monty Python? That is Monty Python. That's totally a Monty Python reference.
Nope, I don't want to go there.
Yes I do. Fuck you for putting limitations on me, game.
Fuck you for thinking you can venture off the set path. Everybody likes to explore, I get it, but you have to progress the game. She literally says she has to go to the dorms. Walking out onto the street is not the dorms. This isn't a sandbox game. This is... Why do people expect to explore like it's a sandbox? Probably because there's so much to explore in it. Like, it is very linear, but it has such a large open space that you can explore in it. And it's not like the game can put, you know, metal bars over those steps, because then it'd be like, well, why are these metal bars here? Why can't we step down the steps? So the game has to be like, can't go this way. Venture around this area a little bit more, however you want, and then go the correct path. It's like, with gaming sins, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I thought I was nitpicky with games? My god. These, okay, I am nitpicky with games. Some of these things I would call out on, but they're not gaming sins. If I ever have a school, I'm putting metal bars on the steps with a sign, this isn't a sandbox game, you can't explore.
Fantastic. I'm by myself reading Chicklet.
Why does this girl always talk like she's got something stuck in her mouth?
Why don't you ask the voice actor that? Some people talk like that. I mean, voice shaming YouTube sin. I think people talk like that if they have like retainers in, right? Or if they have maybe braces. I don't know about braces. But she could have a retainer in. We can't see it, like when she talks, but it could be a thing. Maybe she has like... Have you heard of people with mental problems? Or not even mental problems, just abnormalities? Down syndrome? Down syndrome is a thing? Right, mental developmental disorder. Granted, I thought her voice was a little odd when I first played it, but I didn't say anything. I wanted to. I said it in my head. Which, again, apparently for this game is a sin. Thinking bad things about people, gaming sin. But yeah, maybe it's the game's way of saying, like, not everybody here is elite and completely all there.
For the purposes of this game, Max will be stuck in this predicament, even though she can clearly walk around Victoria and her friends on the left.
Nah.
I mean, yeah, but what's the fun in that? Seriously, does this person want to play the game and just like have easy access mode to everything? Oh, they're sitting in front, I'm just gonna bypass them. Instead of, you know, actually throwing paint on them, which is even better, by the way. See, I'm taking this into account that they've already played this game before. This person wants to play GTA 5 and load up Life is Strange by mistake and wonders where these hipsters came from.
Why don't you go fuck your selfie?
Victoria and her girl gang have formed an impenetrable meme fortress.
That meme was a good one. Go fuck your selfie? That made me laugh. I felt bad for Max, but I laughed. Memes were a thing. Memes are even a bigger thing now.
Chill, Victoria. It's just water. Yeah, water on my cashmere.
Rich person wears cashmere to prove how rich they are, cliche.
Do you expect her to wear, like, rags? She's rich! Of course she's gonna be wearing rich shit. Hello? That's what rich people do! It's not a sin. It's a sin to be that rich, but I only say that because I'm not rich.
Victoria and her posse didn't notice Max tampering with the paint bucket even though they were standing 8 feet away from her.
Like they're going to notice Max doing anything. They don't give a crap about Max. Look at where they're looking. Victoria isn't even facing her. The chick on the far right isn't facing her. Now the chick in the center could notice Max doing something, except she's looking at the blonde chick who has a more fascinating speech going on than what Max is doing in the background.
Oh wait, hold that pose. And no filter needed before I post this.
One of the few instances where we can choose for Max to be a total asshole and she doesn't make the obvious bukkake joke.
Wow. Wow. Bukkake joke? Does Max even know what bukkake is? Which, I mean, really. Max, of all people. Would she really know what bukkake is? First jailbait, now bukkake.
Everyone slut-shaming a girl who valued her own chastity, who was then drugged and taken advantage of. I know teenagers are dense and cruel, but not even one of them thought that maybe drugging a girl to teach her a lesson was bad.
You see instances of this all the time, though, in real life. Perhaps it's a sin for a game, because, you know, it's like, oh, that's one thing we shouldn't talk about. Let's not put that in games. Let's leave that away. But this is high school. Maybe not college, but this is definitely high school. This is what people do. They're assholes. 90% of the sins mentioned are basically just real life, yeah. But do they fit in games, Nocturne? That's a real question. See, that's kind of like the suicide of Rachel Foster. People were like, oh my god, he's a pedophile. The dude's a pedophile. He got with a 16-year-old. Like, oh, negative reviews, negative reviews, negative reviews. If you look where they're located, that's consent age. 16 is consent age where that game takes place. But people, like, they don't think of where the game's location is because they don't know about the location if they're not there. So they're giving these games all these bad reviews when it's like, he's not a pedophile. He literally waited until she was in consenting age. It's still really weird, but it's not wrong. Like, yeah, this is bad, but it's not a sin per se. People do this in real life. Assholes do this in real life.
Love how Max takes a photo of herself, taking a photo of herself in the mirror. Way to use your gift, Max.
Realistic fiction characters are acting realistic. Oh my god, sin. Sin! This whole game's a sin. Sinners, all of them. Way to use your gift. At first I was like, her gift is rewinding, but I remember Jefferson told her she has a gift for taking photographs. Okay, way to use your gifts. Yeah, okay. I can see where Stacy's getting. Mainstream. Come on, we got Nocturne. We're not even 10 minutes in yet. We gotta get back up. I don't understand how. Why do people take pictures of themselves in the mirror going like this? Like, we don't even see your face anymore. Your phone is in the way. I hate that when people take selfies in the mirror. I don't even like taking selfies in the mirror. It's like, this stupid phone is right here. Or I don't want it to be.
Ah, a website called Camera Porn. Now there's a place where you can go fuck your selfie.
That's not a game sen, that's just flat out humor. That's funny. Oh.
The Max Caulfield Photo Memorial Wall.
Max's last name is Caulfield. Does every teen story have to reference Catcher in the Rye in some way?
Is that what it's referencing? I don't think I've ever read Catcher in the Rye. Every teen story has to reference Catcher in the Rye. First off, never read Catcher in the Rye. I don't know anything about it. Pretty sure not every teen story references Catcher in the Rye, though. And her name just happens to be a last name of Caulfield. That's probably... Catcher in the Rye thing is probably correct. Have you read Catcher in the Rye? I don't even know what it's about. Oh, I'm correct. I mean, do you know how many last names there are of people? I've read so many books when I was younger. All these people with their last names. And reviewers would call out a character for their last name. It's like... It's a last name. Like... My character, when I was writing a book's name was Rick Balder. He was bald. Did I make his last name Balder because he was bald? No. I named him Rick Boulder because it just fit his character. Had nothing to do with the fact that he's bald.
Max has an acoustic guitar and knows how to play it, and yet we never see her going in the courtyard to play Wonderwall over and over to show how cool she is.
It's because she's not cool. Have you seen her? She's like the complete opposite of cool.
You can't get out now, Dana, so tell me the truth or rot in there.
Question: how exactly do you lock somebody in from the outside? Answer: you don't. It's called video game logic.
Can you? I know there are some doors where you can lock someone in from the outside. Freaking, oh my god, what's that new game? It's a new game, it's a horror game. You can trap a guy who's going into a hotel room and lock the door when you leave it, because you have the key. Maybe it's the same thing in this instance. Can't remember the name of it. It's a new game that a bunch of people are playing. It's creepy as shit. We'll never play it. At Dead of Night. At Dead of Night uses this trick. You can lock the dude inside the room via the outside of the door. So I'm assuming the game is saying these people have keys. And why wouldn't they? If the girl inside doesn't have key to the room, then they can't get out. It's a shitty game mechanic. It really doesn't make sense in the end once you think about it. Cause even this guy at Dead of Night, who runs the hotel, can't get out of a room for a while once you leave and lock him in there. It is kind of sketch. I will say that. But not unheard of.
Maybe I could sneak in and watch Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I don't care what anybody says, that's one of the best sci-fi films ever made.
No. No, it's not. No, it's not. I went in watching that movie with such high expectations. I'm just like, what is this? What am I watching? Why am I watching this? This has nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
Look, I admire Max's spirit, but everybody with a working brain, including Final Fantasy fans, know that movie is a piece of garbage.
It really is. I don't know what they were thinking. They really should have named it something else besides Final Fantasy.
Okay, Don't Nod, we get it. Square Enix published your game. No need to be spouting lies and propaganda.
But they're allowed to, because, you know, Square Enix published their game.
She's actually got a classic medium format camera with some awesome prime lens. I hate you, Victoria.
Envy.
Alyssa!
How is it a gaming sin? I don't know. How is envy a gaming sin? Envy is a sin. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. But a game sin? You're saying almost every single game out there has that game sin.
Move your head. If you insist, Max.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I actually helped somebody.
Max makes a big deal out of this, despite the fact that earlier she saved the life of her soon-to-be revealed best friend in the girls' bathroom.
Okay. Gaming sin. Gaming sin because she gets excited that she actually helped somebody and she totally forgot. She helped the girl not die. That's a plot hole. Is it a plot hole? I don't think that's a plot hole. I think that's just bad on Max. That's bad on Max's memory. It's a character hole then.
So don't think I'm blind. I see everything here at Blackwell.
So if you already see everything at Blackwell, why do you insist on installing security cameras to keep surveillance over the students at Blackwell?
Boom. Mic drop. He says some good shit every once in a while. Are they gaming sins? No! But he says some good shit every once in a while. Cause he's a control freak, loser.
You're part of the problem,
Wait, the security guy or the guy talking?
Missy. I will remember this conversation.
As someone who has played many episodes of Telltale Games, I can already tell that you're full of shit.
I haven't played many Telltale games. Telltale created the Walking Dead, right? I think they created that my god, I can't even think of their names. It's also an expression. I will remember this. Is not a literally I'm going to come back and tell you I remember this. There's another wolf game I think Telltale made. Alright, they did make Walking Dead. Yeah, Wolf Among Us. I kept thinking like Wolf at the Door, but no, that's a novel. That's a smut novel, if any of you are interested in buying that kind of stuff.
The animation of the characters in this background.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's a game sin. Oh no. No, I'm not interested. I can't find that book. I want to know where that book went. 'Cause I think the last time I saw it was in my car. Now I don't know where it is. Like my car ate it or something. Yeah, that's a gaming sin. You know what's a game sin? The graphics on the hill. What, just the green? It looks like green ramp and bad 3D polygons. They weren't focused on that aspect of the game, okay? Hey, should we do something about this green hill? Nah, leave it. Leave it alone. They'll never notice.
Speaking of animation, the animation of some of the characters' mouths.
Okay, that's being a little too nitpicky. Cause there are a lot of games that are completely excellent games, but they have bad animations of the mouth. I guess if you're going in with expectations really high for like natural movements of people, then yeah, it's a game sin. But I think, well, I don't know. I don't know when this game was developed or anything like that. I think maybe for its time, this was pretty good. See, that's the bad part about going back into old games and doing these gaming sin stuff. You're looking at the games now, and you're looking back at the games then. So of course the games now, your expectations are like way higher. When you look at this game, it's like, ooh. Ew, gaming sin. The animation. It's like Greedfall. Greedfall doesn't have the best mouth animation. Where's the realism in these games from the 90s? What did you think they could do 30 years ago? VR? Shit, if you took someone who made a game in the 90s and showed them VR, they'd be like, oh, that's a thing? That could have happened? Were we too stupid back then? You know what? Screw the 3070 Nocturne. There's a 3090 I didn't know about. I want the 3090.
Oh, hey Max. Sorry, I'm still screwed up.
Now this really
I'm still screwed up. How are you gonna give a gaming sin to her saying she's still screwed up?
pisses me off. So entitled. Sorry, handicapped folks. My truck needs these 2 spots more than you do.
Spooky doopy foreshadowing. It's like they gave away the entire storyline in the first episode.
I'm sorry, what? They gave away the entire storyline in the first episode.
Sorry, I'm still screwed up.
Now this really pisses me off. So entitled. Sorry, handicapped folks. My truck needs these 2 spots more than you do.
How is that spoiling the game? She's talking about a truck parked in a handicap spot. I don't understand. Entitled folks? Is that what they're getting at? How is... what? I don't get it.
Spooky doopy foreshadowing.
How? Gave away the entire storyline in the first episode. How? I mean, at the very beginning where Mark Jefferson says that whole thing about photographing people in like horrible situations or something, like whatever he said. That was a definite foreshadowing. But I don't think gamers are actually going to notice that on the first playthrough. Second, third one, yeah. You start to connect the pieces. Like that game Answer Not. I was looking through every single item there was in that game. I finished it. I went through again and I saw like an actual foreshadowing that gave away the entire storyline. If you knew what it meant. Right, it's only foreshadowing if you know what's going to happen. So you can go back and be like, oh, they foreshadowed that this time. That one time, like a while ago. But are you really going to remember this foreshadowing moment toward the end of the game?
It's like they gave away the entire storyline in the first episode.
What up, Max? How are you?
Here's your flash. Thanks.
Warren denied in his hug game.
It's called Friend Zone. I feel like since Warren's such a good guy and since he does so much for me, that is a game sin. How you gonna deny Warren like that? Shame on you, Max. Shame on you.
Nerdy character who clearly has no game cliche.
So cliches are gonna be game sins. Like flat out. They're gonna be game sins. A lot of nerdy people have no game. They're just... Nerdy people are typically introverts. They have no game because they spend all their time playing games like this or board games with their clique that they don't get out much. They don't socialize. They have no game. If he's macho, that's cliche. If he's timid, that's cliche. Damn you do, damn you don't.
Cliche.
Best tell me what you told the principal now.
Game is missing the go fuck yourself option.
Oh my god. That would be a horrible option. He had a gun. Do you want him to shoot us? Hello? I'd rather not die in the first episode, thanks, by pissing Prescott off. Can you imagine saying go fuck yourself and he just pulls out a gun and shoots you? Would that be a game sin?
Nobody tells me what to do. Not my parents, not the principal, or that whore in the bathroom.
Saving the hero in the nick of time cliche.
That is a cliche.
Max? Chloe?
Ah, I see. So Max recognizes Chloe here, but didn't recognize her voice when they were in the same bathroom together. And as we found out earlier, Chloe actually changed her appearance, so how the hell did Max notice her with the blue hair?
'Cause Chloe said her name first because Max is easily recognized. And now Max gets a better look at Chloe and sees her face and connects it. Oh shit, it's Chloe. Yeah, and she's got time to look at her. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, she's just hearing some girl's voice. I think the Gaming Sins channel is a gaming sin itself.
Max leaving the fight. I don't care what the deal is. Warren is Max's friend. If you see a friend in a fight, you help them. You don't drive off in another car.
Fuck that. I'm out. If my friends want to fight someone else who's coming at me, as a girl who doesn't know how to fight, I'm out. First chance, I'm gone. Right, and Max isn't driving, but still. Hell no. Besides, it's Nathan Prescott. Hello, do you think he'd like pull back his punches just because I'm a girl? Is Maria a masochist? Does she like getting beat up by guys? I'm starting to wonder here. Tried to kill a girl earlier, remember?
Put on some music while I medicate.
Chloe not offering Max any weed. Rude.
Does Max seem like the kind of girl who would smoke weed? No? I don't know how that's a sin. I mean, it's nice to ask, but it's not a sin to not ask. Rude. Rude, yes. Sin, no.
Hey, give me that.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be nosy. Obviously, she was a good friend.
It's putting it mildly.
That's Rachel Amber. Her missing person posters are all over Blackwell.
Yeah, I put them up. She was my angel.
Implying a lesbian relationship but not saying it.
I don't know about that. Yeah, what? I don't know about that. I think she's looking too into it. She was my angel. Yeah, Chloe's a lesbian, but that's looking too into it, I think. Oh yeah, that's Rachel. We fucked each other constantly. Bitch still has my dildo. My strap on. She never gave it back. Gaming sin!
This game is rated M for mature, but dang, you can't be talking about lesbians here, bro. Just rape, murder, drugs, sex, kidnapping, and other shit. But don't be making canon lesbians until the last second, okay, dude?
Okay. Someone's triggered. Rape, murder, drugs, sex, kidnapping, and other shit. But they kind of like steer away from the whole lesbian thing. I can see how that's not liked. I mean, you talk about everything else, why not talk about this on the open? Unless she doesn't want to hurt Max's feelings, but her and Max were never quote-unquote together, so...
The word mayo on a mustard bottle.
Okay. Game sim. That's a game sin. How dare you? Mayo is a brand? That's just stupid, Nocturne. We don't say stupid shit around here. That's a sin.
Seriously, how does no one notice that David has secret cameras hidden in the garage?
So here's a...
Why would anyone go in the garage searching in the cabinets when they have no reason to go in the garage searching in the cabinets to find out he has a surveillance system?
Major annoyance. When you're rewinding time, you cannot rewind to a certain spot and then cancel out. You have to rewind back to the beginning of a certain objective. Another failure of the game's time traveling mechanics.
That's a sin. I don't like that fact. Because like I said, my recording is control and down. But if I hit control, it does the whole fast forward thing and I can't stop it. Like, I literally can't stop it. It just has to play out. So, gaming sin right there.
Obvious actual writings on the wall that tells you exactly what will happen to Chloe.
Just gotta let go. I can't sleep. Are those obvious? Is she talking about, like, the small things we can't read right now? Or gotta let go? So I don't know what that on the right says. Spoiler, Chloe has insomnia. Chloe can't sleep. Game ruined. Spoilers everywhere.
I've seen this before. No way. When did you take this? You took this photo, you brat? In the bathroom today.
Chloe is able to recognize the blue butterfly despite the fact that she was in no position to notice it during her altercation with Nathan.
The butterfly literally flew up. Of course she's gonna notice it in the background. You're not gonna stare at it, no, but you're gonna notice it. Do these people, like, not notice things in the background while they're talking to someone? Like, are they so hyper-focused? Do they have tunnel vision so bad that there's nothing but the one thing they're talking to?
Game does not contain any Chloe twerking.
It's a personal preference. These knows lesbian relationships that are a stretch to imply through 20 levels of subtext.
One of my guns is missing. Did you take it?
So in just a few moments, we find out that Chloe obviously stole one of David's guns. My question is, why the hell didn't she bring that gun when she was going to have a secret meeting with the clearly dangerous Nathan Prescott in the girls' bathroom?
That's a good question. I mean, she wouldn't have known. She wouldn't have known that Nathan had a gun on him at the time. Do we know she had it then? I mean, in a gunfight, wouldn't you whip out your own gun? That's kind of sketch. I'll say that's a game sin. Because why would she have it right now? There'd be no way she'd have the gun if she went to school. Because her dad works there. And if her dad busted her for being there and having a gun at that time, I think shit would explode at that school at that point. So I don't think she had the gun when she went to the school. But why does she have it now? That's the real question.
I'm sick of your disrespect. Tell me the truth. That's an order. Whose is it?
David has absolutely no reason to believe that it's anybody else's joint other than Chloe's. This is one of those arbitrary choices that makes absolutely no damn sense.
True. If we were standing out there, then yeah, I can see him asking that. But seeing as the fact that we're hidden in here, why does he think it's someone else's? That is a gaming sin. I'm gonna say that's a gaming sin. Because it doesn't make sense.
So, what about you and Nathan?
We went to his room at Blackwell. We drank, and I laughed at his rich kid bullshit. He was one step ahead and put something in my beer.
Then what?
I know I passed out on the floor. I woke up and that perv was smiling, crawling towards me with a camera. Everything was a blur. I tried to kick him in the balls and broke a lamp. Nathan freaked, so I managed to bum rush the door and get the hell out. Max, it was insane.
Chloe talks about an extremely traumatic sexual assault and the first episode ends. Somehow, everyone who played the first episode thinks this is a slice of life happy game that in no way points to horrible direction.
Who thinks it's a slice of life happy game? There are depressed people all over this place. Max gets bullied. Alyssa gets, like, horrible situations. Oh, what's her name? I forget her name. Help me out, Nocturne. The Christian girl. Say that for now. She gets bullied. Kate Marsh, she gets bullied. Almost everyone in this stupid game gets bullied. How is it a slice of happy of the game? And how are you gonna say everyone who played the first episode thinks this is a slice of life happy game? Are you everyone? Are you inside everyone's head? Are you reading only the good reviews of episode 1? But maybe they're thinking it's a slice of life happy game because you can actually change. She's still triggered. Because you can actually change the outcomes of stuff. So maybe they think, people think from episode 1 that, oh, okay, all these people are gonna have a bad time, but we can change it. Because we have time-changing capabilities. Maybe, and that's a stretch, maybe that's what people think from the first episode. Little do they know.
Other than the murder you witnessed, the missing girl, Kate being bullied, and Chloe being sexually assaulted. Plus one fandom sin.
Fandom sin? I must have missed it. There's been 90 sins so far. What was the fandom sin?
Oh my lord! The tornado is back!
Max, funnel clouds that form over bodies of water are called water spouts.
That is not a water spout! That's a freaking hurricane! Do you know what a water spout looks like? Hold up. Hold up. That's a water spout. Does that look anything like what they are facing? No. That's not a water spout they are facing. That's a freaking hurricane. Gaming sin. No, that's not even a game. That's a sin right there. The fact that you don't know the difference between a water spout and a hurricane.
I was able to go back and hit the fire alarm.
Okay, I see you're a geek now with a great imagination, but this isn't anime or a video game.
Wah wah.
Is that breaking the fourth wall? That's not. Is that breaking the fourth wall? Or is that just the game being funny? I think breaking the fourth wall is when they actually talk to us, right? No, that might be breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, it is. Plenty of games. With The Witcher 3 breaks the fourth wall.
In the previous episode of Life is Strange.
In the previous episode of this video game trying to format itself like a TV show.
Because not everyone plays episodes back to back. Like at the end of an episode, if I'm done playing the game and I move on to something else for a while, and then I want to come back to the game, then it's nice to have a previous episode of the video game that I was previously playing and forgot. Because some of us have short-term memories. Like when Monica in Doki Doki says, make sure to save your game often or something, and she's like, what am I talking about? So The Witcher 3, Doki Doki. I think this is not a game. It's one big fourth wall breaking game.
Oh, you're back with this message? Well, fuck you, you're full of shit.
Again, not every decision is going to affect things, but there are some big decisions that will affect things. I hope this guy made Kate die and then was like, oh my god, I could have chose something different. Choices do matter. Holy shit.
We're playing a game about time travel, and episode 2 is called Out of Time. How clever. Way to go, Don't Nod.
So they're having fun with it. Do you think GameSins even like video games? Oh my god, we are 15 minutes into this. You don't think they like games? I think the movie sins, cinema sins, something like that, are a lot better than these game sin counters. They're doing this on purpose for the lulz and know they're talking crap. That might be it.
Being a superhero is dirty work.
Max declares that being a superhero is dirty work despite the fact that she's had her powers for a mere 1 day.
She saved her best friend from being shot. I'd consider myself a superhero at that point.
Warren sneaking a peek at Max through her window. Whoa, dude. Chill out.
I never noticed this. Creeper mode activated. Seriously? That's why you don't like Warren? Did you see this in the game? I never noticed it. Does that image of a bull have a wiener? Are they not gonna talk about that? He's a stalker. They aren't. Alright, now nobody look. Nobody look. It's not there. They're probably like, well, I made it as a bull.
Out.
Warren, proving to be what a jackass he is, makes a list of time travel movies to watch and doesn't include Back to the Future on the list. He only makes a reference to it as a pun at the end of this email.
I never noticed that. I don't remember this email. I'm thinking some things they like changed in the game from when these people played it. Cause she was talking about like Pussycat Pussycat or something like that. I actually don't remember this email. That's not a gaming sin, that's just Warren being goofy. And stating what the game's about.
It'll be fun to get some peeps together and play a real game, instead of drama games.
Game makes a very subtle insult to the player.
The fact that it was an insult to the player, although subtle, is a game sin.
He only makes a reference to it as a pun at the end of this email.
It'll be fun to get some peeps together and play a real game, instead of drama games.
Game.
Play a real game instead of drama games. I guess it's insulting us that we're not playing real games. We're just playing drama games. Yeah, it is a stretch. It is. They said very subtle insult. But it is an insult nonetheless. I think if anything, they're making fun of their own game. They're calling their own game not a real game.
Game makes a very subtle insult to the player.
Do not forget I need those papers before tonight. Like now. Thanks, Sherry.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back the fuck up. Is that a different voice actress for Victoria? Because it sure as hell sounds like it. Let's compare this episode to the previous one, shall we?
What a lame gimmick. Even Mark, Mr. Jefferson, falls for your wave hipster bullshit.
Courtney, seriously? Do not forget I need those papers before tonight. Like now. Thanks, Sherry.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it? It definitely sounds like someone else. I feel like you gotta be really paying attention to that shit. It did sound different. That's interesting. I'm going to, if that is a different voice actor, I don't know. If it is a different voice actor, I'll count it as a game sim. Because why would you use a different voice actor for that one little skit and then go back to her normal one? It seems really odd and not right.
Insert the obligatory shower sequence, which makes me think that I'm playing a David Cage game.
Really?
I sure as hell don't need to be reminded of a David Cage game.
I don't think I really know of any David Cage games. I feel like there's a lot of games with shower scenes. Is Heavy Rain a David Cage game? Because there's a shower scene in that. There's a shower scene in, I think, Death Stranding, I think. There's a shower scene in Cyberpunk 2077, I think. There's definitely one in Deus Ex, whichever one I played. There are a lot of shower scenes in games. Let's see, David Cage. David Cage games. I want to see if I know any of them. Okay, Heavy Rain. Fahrenheit, haven't played it. Heavy Rain. 4. David Cage found in Quantic Dream. Okay, so 4. 5? Yeah, 5 games. Omicron, The Nomad Soul. I don't know about that one. That's 1999. Fahrenheit, Indigo Prophecy. Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human. He's actually dissing 3 super popular games. Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human, and what was the other one? Beyond Two Souls. People love those 3 games. I don't think I remember a shower scene in Beyond Two Souls. I know she gets in the shower. Maybe, you know, maybe there is. Detroit Become Human. I don't remember one there. There might have been, though. It's a pretty damn long game.
What's up, Kate?
School.
That's it? That video of you clubbing didn't look like homework.
Hello,
Exposition by
Bridgerton.
overheard conversation plot trope.
Max hides and watches Kate being harassed and bullied by Victoria in the bathroom, doesn't use her time powers, and doesn't build the courage to defend Kate. Because Max is such a good person, right? You'll rewind time so you don't look like an asshole in front of Dana, but not to defend Kate from bullies. I see how it is.
I don't know. That might have been a gaming sin right there. But what the hell? Is Max gonna run out of there naked and be like, hey, you need to stop that? She's naked right now. Unless she's gonna rewind time when she's fully clothed and just wait in the bathroom for Kate Marsh to come in. And then for these chicks to come in. I guess it could be a game sin. How are you doing, Bridgerton?
You're going to be sorry someday.
Oh, boo-hoo. I'm sorry you're a viral slut.
The fact that a video of a girl simply making out going viral is a sin. Somebody has clearly not been spending too much time on the internet.
The fact that half the things you name are sins aren't sins. That's saying a lot.
Victoria makes the rookie mistake of writing a link to a viral video on the mirror of the girl's shower room, where anybody can wipe it off. And we've already seen that Victoria's smart enough to know better. My point is, this is one of those nonsensical arbitrary choices that's going to affect the outcome of Kate's storyline, which is why it's a sin.
I don't know about that. I mean, if we were in the bathroom, if any other person came in here and saw that link, they would automatically visit it. They would. That's reality. They wouldn't wipe it off. They'd be curious. But since we know where that link is going, we're gonna wipe it off. Or not, depending. So I don't know. I don't think that's a sin.
Max puts on the same dirty clothes she was wearing before she got in the shower, thus negating the shower.
Unless they were clean. I mean, if I come home and put on like my pajamas and then later at night take a shower, I'm gonna put on those pajamas again. Sorry, that's a sin.
Someone wrote "No one messes with me, bitch" in blood on your walls and you didn't report it to anyone? I'm not trying to victim blame you here, Max, but reporting the blood writing with a picture of your head as a satanic sacrifice might have been a good idea.
It's written in blood? Is it actually written in blood? Some of the stuff I don't remember from Life is Strange. So I don't know if that's actually written in blood or not, if it's said it is. But yeah. Reporting a gun, someone holding a gun, could like possibly shooting someone in the bathroom and talking about is one thing. This, at this point, I would be probably scared shitless of, we're going to say Nathan Prescott, because that's kind of the only person that would probably do that. I'd not screw with him anymore. I just wouldn't report it, because his parents have leverage. He's rich. His parents are rich. They're gonna get him out of anything. He's gonna kill us. So why would you say something?
And yes, it is blood. It turns brown in episode 3.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Comforting Kate and then going through all of her stuff after she's suffered a huge invasion of privacy, because the only way to save her is to snoop through her stuff after she's been drugged and assaulted.
That is kind of a gaming sin. How you gonna snoop through someone's stuff like that? I mean, it is a game where you look at everything, but still.
But it's nice to see that you care about me. Kate, I actually do care. So, what's the story with you and David?
Love how Max is like, yeah, Kate, sure, I care about you, but hey, give me the scoop about you and David since I'm such a good friend. Max uses every opportunity in this conversation to be nosy instead of comforting.
I mean, the more you learn, the more you can comfort someone, right? Because if they don't tell you what's wrong, how are you gonna comfort them?
How do I get a viral video taken down?
Aw, poor gal. She doesn't know how the internet works.
For someone in a stressful situation, and someone with her spot, write a viral video. This is more of a desperate question. I don't think it's like an actual, hey, tell me how to do this. I think she's just completely stressed out, and she's like, how do I get rid of this? I don't know how to get rid of this. And she can't. You can't get rid of it. It's a viral video. I'm pretty sure Kate Marsh is not stupid. I'm pretty sure she might know how the internet works. It might be a figurative question. Oh my lord.
I need to find out if Nathan Prescott helped me or hurt me after that party. Should I go to the police?
Kate wonders if she should go to the police when she basically insinuated that Nathan drugged and raped her.
I think a lot of people ask this question, though. That's why you see freaking news videos of people who've been drugged and raped from 20 years ago coming out and saying like, oh, they did this. Yeah, 20 years ago. Why are you just now coming out and saying it? So I think this is one of those circumstances. And she needs help in deciding, because you're her friend.
I thought it was a doctor until I heard Nathan and felt a sharp sting in my neck. I woke up outside my dorm room the next day. I didn't have any marks or bruises, but I felt gross.
Let's go ape!
Despite Max choosing to go with Warren to go see the Apes films, you will never, ever, 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 ever get to go see any Apes films with Warren. Now, if you're wondering why I chose that option, even though I don't particularly care for Warren, well, you're just gonna have to figure that shit out on your own.
So, hold on, what happened? Oh, you can choose yes or no?
And to go with Warren to go see the Apes films, you will never, ever, ever...
Yeah, I feel like that's a bad play. I feel like that might be a gaming sense. So why would they give you the option of yes or no when you can't even do it anyway? What if we really wanted to go see the Apes film?
Ever, ever, ever get to go see any Apes films with Warren. Now, if you're wondering why I chose that option, even though I don't particularly care for Warren, well, you're just gonna have to figure that shit out on your own.
Okay, so there's a bus that takes the kids to a different place in town before school. Why? What's the point? Why have a bus that actively takes kids away from campus before the school day starts?
I thought the school was over with. Is this a new day? Oh, I feel... I think it's a new day. Maybe they don't have school today. Do we even know what day it is? Is it a weekday or a weekend?
Also, how early is she getting up that she has time to go out for breakfast before her first class? How late does this magical high school even start?
I think some schools start pretty late. You actually have time for breakfast and all that stuff. Keep in mind, this is a private school. It's not like freaking high school and shit. College. Well, college even gives you different hours for classes. So maybe this school does too. Do you own it? Do you run it? Are you part of the school? Do you know the happenings? No? That's a gaming sin in itself.
Max asks the homeless woman outside the diner tons of questions, but never offers to bring her any food. Rude, Max.
Because we don't have any food ourselves. That is kind of rude, but if you feed one of them, they're all gonna flock to you and want to be fed. And it's like, ugh, it starts this chain reaction you just don't even want. You don't even want in your life.
By the way, one thing I can tell you for certain is to stay away from that RV outside.
I usually stay away from sketchy parked vehicles.
Wise policy. The guy who lives in it, Frank, is pretty sketchy himself.
So, a police officer is aware that Frank is sketchy, a man who is actually selling drugs to Blackwell students, and yet the cop makes no attempt to arrest him. Even in video games, the police prove how useless they are.
Oh, can't believe they went there. He's aware that Frank is sketchy. Yes. But is he aware that Frank sells drugs to Blackwell students? That's the thing. There is a difference between thinking someone's sketchy, or maybe knowing that they are a little sketchy, and knowing what they actually do. You can't just barge into his home and be like, hey, what are you doing in here? Sorry, that's not how police work. It's called a search warrant. And I don't really know how police work. I think you need a reason, some solid proof as to why you want a search warrant. So unless he doesn't have that proof, unless he has that proof or doesn't have it, he's either able to arrest him or not.
Both of these music options are terrible. Please just let me end this audio nightmare.
Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What do you want to eat?
Remember when I said this is going to be the tone of the game? Only 2 options for breakfast? Fuck off.
Belgian waffle, hello. What do you want them to do? Like, make a whole list of breakfast items? They can only make 4 of them anyway. Maybe most people like Maybe they did a poll somewhere before the game was made. What would you have? Would you have bacon omelet or Belgian waffle or so and so? And most people chose bacon omelet and Belgian waffle, so they put those two in the game.
I'm freaking out about what just happened. You have to show me more, something way cooler, so I will believe you without any doubt.
Despite Max clearly proving that her time travel power is legit, as well as admitting that she saved Chloe's life in episode 1, Chloe is still not impressed and demands more trials. Redundancy much?
I mean, not really. You want to see it in action. Chloe wants to see it in action because it's cool to her. She's intrigued. If I found out one of my friends did it, I'd be like, nah, keep going. You're lying. You're so full of shit right now. Come on. That's like someone who performs magic. You want to see more than one trick just to get a feel for if it's real or not.
Max gets nosebleeds, but it's never explained how or why she gets them.
But she uses her power? I mean, doesn't 11 in Stranger Things get nosebleeds when she uses her power? Granted, she doesn't get them right when she uses her power. That's a little strange, comparing it to Stranger Things.
Don't even answer. We have places to go and people to do. Come on, before Mom starts some more shit. Let's bail.
It's Kate Marsh from Blackwell.
Big whoop. You don't call me once in 5 years and now you're all over some biatch you see every day at school?
Here's another one of these nonsensical arbitrary choices. There's absolutely no reason why Max can't get into Chloe's truck while answering Kate's phone call. This is literally here only to add pointless drama to Kate's character arc.
Well, no, if you don't want Chloe to hear the conversation, then no, you're not gonna get in Chloe's truck and talk to Kate Marsh. Plus, Kate Marsh is going through some shit right now. Why would you bring that out in the open to someone else?
And what's more sinful is that the phone call only lasts for about 20 seconds. Like, seriously, Chloe? You couldn't wait 20 fucking seconds? Stalking.
Let's go to the junkyard and play with guns. Awesome first date, Chloe.
This entire search for the bottle segment.
I have to prep the range, crybaby. And I've been tripping hard about where you got this rewind power.
From God or the gods. So bow.
Blasphemy.
So bow. I don't think that's blasphemy. She's joking, obviously. Unless you consider it blasphemy if you're like a Christian and she's saying gods, like, blasphemy. There's only one true God to rule us all. Like Lord of the Rings. There's only one true ring.
Also, game rips off the shooting bottle scene that Lee and Clementine did in Walking Dead Season 1.
Plenty of games do this. You got freaking Plague Tale Innocence with a slingshot, mind you. Breaking pots.
Seriously, how many times does Chloe have to shoot the gun for Max to figure out that something bad is probably going to happen and to take the gun away?
I don't know about this.
How do you know something bad's gonna happen? Maybe Chloe's supposed to be a good shot. We can't tell the future. We can only rewind.
Are you afraid of getting in trouble? Oh, boo-hoo, Max is afraid. I know you can handle this.
Chloe says this despite the fact that Max just collapsed and has had her nose bleed twice now. You know, I never understood why some people hated Chloe, but now I know why.
I like Chloe. I hate Max. That is kind of inconsiderate.
What are you hiding there, girly?
Dude, you literally just said you heard the gunshots in the broken glass.
Don't let me get in the way of your bonding. I heard the gunshots and the breaking glass.
So why are you asking what she's hiding?
A slingshot? I stole from Amelia? In a game that's not out yet?
Guy who said he heard gunshots brings his knife to a gunfight.
Okay. That's just stupidity. There's even a song. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight, you'll lose.
Why is the gun empty when Max rewound time after shooting the bottles? Bullshit scenario is bullshit.
Because it didn't have enough bullets in it?
Plot cliche number 372. If our characters are walking on train tracks, you can bet your ass there's going to be a train passing by to endanger their lives.
Not quite true. Vanishing of Ethan Carter. You're walking along train tracks. There's no train. There's no train. So no. That's not a complete cliche.
Laying on the train tracks, laying down on the train tracks, having a relaxing conversation while laying down on the train tracks.
And the whole time I'm wondering to myself, why don't they just pull Chloe's shoe off?
Okay. That's a game sin. That's a game sin right there. Just pull her shoe off. I mean, you can literally tell it's the shoe that's stuck. She can pull her foot out. 1 out of 6.
Playing with guns after you just got shot in the chest and run over by a train. Oh my god, Chloe, please stop dying on our first date.
Does she know she got shot in the chest? Max did her rewind powers, so unless Max told her, she wouldn't know she got shot in the chest. I don't know if Max told her or not. And she don't know that she got run over by a train either, because hello, rewind power. She knows she almost got run over by a train. Forgetting the plot of the game you're trying to shade, YouTuber sin.
Aren't you glad I took you away to a nice, quiet, desolate spot?
Well, besides some drug dealer stalking us, him almost cutting you with his blade, and you almost dying once again from a speeding train, then sure, what a lovely day.
It was cool to spend time in your lair, but I have to get back to school before my next class.
All these events happen before the second class of the day?
So, they went to first class, which is Jefferson's. And then there was time in between to go get breakfast and stuff. And then go to the second class. So they haven't started a new day yet then.
Hey, Courtney. Ciao, Max. No photos, please. I have to come up with a guest list for a Vortex Club soiree.
These two characters are voiced by the same actress, and I feel like Max is talking to herself.
Really? See, I don't catch just little things.
Hey, Courtney. Ciao, Max. No photos, please. I have to come up with a guest list for a Vortex Club soiree.
These two characters are voiced by the same actress, and I feel like Max is talking to herself.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that have the same voice actor or voice actress of different characters. Maybe not talking to themselves, though. I don't know. I don't really like the idea of the same voice actor. I don't like it. So you don't see a problem with it. I don't like if you can tell that they're the same person. He's right. It will feel like a character is talking to themselves. So I think if someone's going to voice two different characters, they shouldn't interact with themselves. It's fine if an actor does multiple characters, just don't interact with yourselves, because you got the same voice. Especially if someone notices it. Like, they obviously notice it. If they do different voices well, that you can't notice it, then okay. But listening to this again, they do sound the same. Probably not many on the first playthrough. However, when you listen to it, you'll hear it. I don't know, I don't like it.
Playing music out loud on your fucking phone.
That's a sin. That's a sin in general. I hate it when I go into the bathroom and someone is playing music on their stupid phone. Are you kidding me right now? I just want to take a shit in peace. Why do I gotta listen to your reggae crap? So what I really want to do is bring up some banjo music, like some real hillbilly shit, to see if they like hurry up and leave the bathroom. It is a believable set. I mean, they are kids. If they have phones, they're gonna listen to music.
It's too bad you didn't sign the petition. Every signature counts, and yours might be the one that decided.
How's your campaign going?
It's missing somebody who should care. But no finger pointing here, Max.
Once again, even though the game says that your choices matter, it still tries to guilt trip you into going back and playing that one portion of the game.
Your choices did matter. Your choice from before came to this outcome, therefore your choice mattered. Is that so confusing? Is that so difficult to understand? It's called consequences. For every action, there is a reaction.
Go potassium.
Potassium it shall be. If this works, you get a free hug.
Hugs do not have a price tag. Pro tip, Warren, if you're trying to flirt with a girl that you like, you gotta be way more clever than that. Nerdy character who clearly has no game cliche.
You already said that. You can't use the same game sim in the same game sim video. Come on.
This entire sequence with Kate, as it's one of the game's major fallacies. All of a sudden, Max is unable to use her time travel powers. What makes this extra sinful is that this limitation pops out of nowhere, and once this entire sequence is done, it is never seen or brought up ever again.
That is a game sin. Because there's no point to it. Unless, well, okay. Hold on. Before we get too into it. Before she goes up to the roof, she pretty much stops time completely, right? Because the rainfall stops and everybody stops moving. So maybe she uses so much of her power that she can't use it right here. And we're supposed to understand this. Yeah, she's at MP. So we're supposed to get this ourselves, because, you know, the game's not gonna hold our hands through everything. Plus and retracted. So there is a point to her not being able to use her powers, because she used so much of it to get up here in the first place.
This literally exists only to complete Kate's character arc, and it sucks the tension so much out of this otherwise powerful scene that it's worth 10 sins.
It's not worth 10 cents, because there's a reason we can't use our powers right now. We stopped time completely. We didn't rewind, we stopped it. And I'm sorry, but if 11 uses her powers to a greater extent, does she not, like, collapse? Does she not, like, pass out? Does she not lose her powers for a while? Going back to Stranger Things?
I wish I could go back in time and erase everything.
Ha ha ha. Motherfucking irony.
Now, I know today was difficult for everybody, but I'm so proud of the way Blackwell pulled together to save a young girl's life.
Technically it was all me, since, you know, I was the one who went up there and talked her down and saved her from killing herself while all of you assholes just stood there and watched.
Again, realism. That's what most people are gonna do. They're gonna stand there and they're gonna watch and they're gonna record because they're not gonna believe this is happening. And they don't think anyone else is gonna believe this is happening, so they're gonna record for future reference. I feel like in that situation, there's maybe going to be a couple people that will actually put in the effort to go up there and talk to them. And it's going to be people that are close to them. Obviously, a lot of people are not close to Kate Marsh in this game. So why would they? Why would they run up there and try and save her? They are more interested in the outcome.
Why would the principal have a group meeting between Max, David, Jefferson, and Nathan In the real world, that would never happen because of, duh, student privacy.
As principal of Blackwell Academy, I take my duties seriously. I take the well-being of every student more seriously.
So says the asshole principal who did absolutely nothing when I told him that Nathan brought a gun to school and almost killed a woman in the girls' bathroom.
Not true. He called Nathan Prescott into the building. We just don't know what he said. Nathan probably sweet-talked his way out of it. I don't think that's the principal's problem, per se. Because it is kind of a hard thing to believe if you don't know Nathan like we do. And the fact that his parents have a lot of leverage.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lisa. I saved Kate, but I drowned my own plant.
Watering your plant every day kills in an attempt to tell you that overdoing perfection ends in an imperfect result. Yeah, Donut, I get it.
Hey, Max. I saw you go up on the roof and save Kate.
How did you, or anybody for that matter, see Max go to that rooftop when she had frozen time while doing so?
Does nobody at this super nice private school notice that Principal Wells gets drunk and wanders around school grounds at night? Or that the kids are all wandering around the school grounds? Isn't David supposed to be school security? What are all the cameras for if not to prevent students from, oh, I don't know, MacGyvering bombs inside the school in the middle of the night?
Okay. The last couple ones I can say are game sins. I mean, really. When does David go home? That's the real question. Because if he's home right now, sure, the cameras are there and they're recording and shit like that, but he's not paying attention to them. Actually, no, he is there. Because he comes barging in. So he's watching. He's just a little late. I think.
Booyah!
Jump scare? Really?
Chloe, I just feel weird about some of my decisions. Especially after I just got Nathan expelled.
Nathan is suspended, not expelled. There's a big difference.
Dude, I don't know about this. We're both already in so much trouble.
You can always let me get busted like you did with the weed.
Okay, first of all, Max, how exactly are you still in trouble when you just saved Kate's life? And you pretty much earned the gratitude of everybody at Blackwell. Secondly, Chloe, that was your weed, and you even said that David would have been a bigger dick if he would have caught Max.
I'm sorry.
Technically, that doesn't matter, though. Given a real-life situation, someone would still be pissed over it.
For what? He would have been a bigger dick if he caught you in here.
I guess this is what the developers mean by your choices matter, when you make the most irrelevant of choices.
Warren knows how to build a pipe bomb off the top of his head. What?
He's a science geek. Of course he's gonna know that. He's probably Googled it before. That's not odd at all.
That was so fucking cool!
Oh, we are toast! Here comes the whole Arcadia Bay Fire and Police Department.
How the hell was that possible when there was no alarm on that door? And the police are alerted to the break-in after literally 5 seconds? Artificial tension is artificial.
True. That is odd. Unless, like I said, David noticed something on the cameras when he wasn't paying attention before. Actually, now I retract it, because I don't think David is here at all. I think it's just the police come in. So yeah, that's... Unless someone in the building heard the bomb go off. But I don't know who else is in the building. If there is anyone else. Because David wouldn't have done it, surely.
This should be hanging in a thrift store.
Max hates on the painting in Principal Wells' office, saying it should be hanging in a thrift store, but her art is selfies. Fucking selfies.
God, you're so salty, Stacy. Get better selfies. Get a selfie stick. You'll take better selfies. I mean, selfies are art. You do them right. Art isn't always a painting, honey.
Chloe's panties. -1 sin.
You're like the smartest, most talented person I've ever known.
More than Rachel Amber?
Dude, I'm not her groupie, okay?
As I recall, you said that Rachel was your angel, which is what I consider to be someone who plays a significant role in your life. Now, you could say that because Max has demonstrated her power to Chloe, that Chloe has grown more fond of her. But since Chloe says more than she shows, this is getting counted as a sin. Metal Gear Max. Also, video game cliche number 27. If the game is not based around stealth, you can bet your ass there's going to be some random stealth segment somewhere in the game.
Did you hear what, right? Did they take a sin away for— yeah, they took away a sin point for her panties. Guess we know what's on Mary's mind. Does she want to be Chloe's angel? Okay, the game is not based around stealth. Random stealth segment. I feel like in most games there's always going to be at least one either run segment or stealth segment, depending on if you're dealing with people in a video game. I mean, we are in a school, so I would expect you needing to be sneaky at some parts to not get caught doing certain things. What those certain things is up in the air, but I think being sneaky is part of school life.
We are so invisible.
So invisible that Chloe was nowhere to be found, despite the fact that her and Max went into the girls' locker room at the exact same time. Game forces me to take a selfie once again.
We still have to be careful how I use my power. I don't want to get stuck in time.
Foreshad irony. Game actually gives me these two options. Like, seriously, why are they even here? I mean, you'd have to really hate Chloe or be a homophobic douchebag to pick the don't kiss Chloe option. In which case, sin on you.
Everyone calling the kiss between Max and Chloe fan service, or saying that girls just sometimes kiss because girls have friendship kisses, so it means nothing. +1 sin to the fandom.
You know, I don't want to say that sometimes girls have kisses because of friendship, but I'm gonna say sometimes girls have kisses for friendship. I don't personally, but I don't think you need to be a lesbian in order to kiss a girl if you are a girl. And I guess I can also see this as fan service though, because I'm pretty sure by the time they meet up and start talking and everything, everybody's like, oh my god, they should get together, they should kiss, they should do something. Of course, then it gives you the option. They're like, hell yeah! I mean, I'm not saying that, Nocturne. Let's move on. It's just people wanting to make them a couple mad when they aren't.
Okay, seriously, how many selfies is Max going to take in this game?
She's a photographer! Oh my god! Look on Instagram. How many selfies does a normal person take of themselves? A lot.
I'll keep the warden busy while you go peek in the garage.
Now stop whispering or I'll know you're talking about me.
There is no way you didn't hear Chloe whispering to Max right in front of you.
Figures you'd be here. Is that your Rachel Amber Halloween costume?
You know more about her than me.
No. You and Chloe think you know more than anybody. Like all teenagers.
Hey, David, as I recall, didn't you say you insisted on not wanting to fight with Max anymore?
I don't want to fight with you anymore. I don't want to fight with anyone anymore. That's all, Max.
I find your lack of consistency to be disturbing.
Saying something and doing it are two different things.
Who haven't you accused or harassed? Between your investigations into Rachel and Kate, what have you done besides get in trouble?
Okay, the sin here is not the fact that this is a hilariously easy choice. The sin here is that despite the fact that I chose to side with Chloe, Max never exposes David for the spy that he is. I mean, sure, she talks about how David has photos of Kate Marsh and Rachel Amber in this very conversation, but we never actually see her show those same photos to Joyce. But instead, Joyce just automatically sides with Max. In essence, David is saved by plot armor. Because the game demands it.
Look at Chloe's face. She's like some kind of superhero. Nice superhero pose, Chloe. That's the real sin here. Chloe's pose. No, Chloe's pose. Retract one sin. I think this might be a gaming sin right here. because Joyce sides with Max without seeing any kind of proof, and you know, David is like, what, husband, boyfriend? I think it's boyfriend right now. So why wouldn't she give him the benefit of the doubt when she's always telling Chloe to be nicer?
Okay, here's the plan. I'll go to the diner and distract Frank by telling him I have his money, but he needs to come with me. Then you come in and rewind so Frank doesn't see me. Then you can tell Frank he needs to check out his RV, and then you rewind after you get the key, and,
Your plan is about as convoluted as the Starbrats from Mass Effect 3, and that's saying something.
Do you know what he's talking about? Because I don't know what he's talking about. Never played Mass Effect 3. I'm guessing you know what he's talking about. Is it convoluted? Alright.
How are the fish today?
Don't ask. First the snow, then an eclipse. What's next? A tornado?
Wah, wah, wah.
Hurricane. Wah, wah, wah.
Max takes a picture of an ant vortex because apparently there wasn't enough vortex imagery in the game.
It's a hurricane symbolism.
Many local residents of Arcadia Bay have been questioning.
I feel like the Vortex Club is now a hurricane symbolism now I think about it.
What has been going on with this crazy weather? We had an eclipse yesterday, a snowstorm 2 days ago.
Dude, that was a fucking sprinkle that happened a few days ago. This is a snowstorm.
Nearly 2 feet of snow blanketed parts of the Northeast.
By the way, thanks for getting me fucking expelled, you twee bitch.
For the last time, you were suspended, not expelled, dipshit. There is a difference.
I heard the Prescotts are working on some new big land deals. Mr. Prescott helped out my family once a while ago, so I made a deal with him.
Bribing.
Are kids gonna really differentiate from being suspended and expelled? I mean, people mess up 2 words all the time.
I should have known. The amazing Spider-Max.
Wait, did you seriously make that pun?
Do you know what it's like to wait for your father to come home when you're a kid? And he never does?
Actually, I do. My dad left me when I was 7 and I haven't seen him since. That was 25 years ago, mind you. Yeah, but you don't hear me crying about it. So you can go ahead and take this L, Chloe.
Wow. Bringing your own personal problems into a video games when you're 25. When it was 25 years ago for you. That's a sin right there. I feel like that you just turned that around on yourself. It's like, oh my god, you know what that is? Oh, you're sad your parents got divorced? Well, my parents got divorced so and so years ago, and I'm something years old and I don't complain about it anymore and blah blah blah. People deal with shit differently than other people.
For the second time in this game, Max discovers a new part of her powers conveniently after her argument with Chloe staring at a photo that was conveniently taken right before William was killed, allowing her to go back in time far more than originally thought. I'm starting to believe that these powers only manifest when it acts as an emotional thread for the current storyline.
So 32-year-old man can't sympathize with a character that's traumatized simply because you weren't. YouTuber sin. This is kind of right for what the game is doing. Like, oh, here's an opening to use your power again. See, things like this, you know, RPGs do this all the time, but things like this with this game. You saw how she ran out of MP when she froze time. I think it should be the same thing for when she goes way back in time. Because I think that would be putting a lot of mental strain on someone to be going this far back. I think if they're going to do this, they should have at least like had her pass out for a while. I mean a while. Not like 5 minutes or anything like that, but a while.
Which it is.
You look totally pale.
5 days?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Rip Arcadia Bay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Whoa, Max sounds the same at 13 as she does at 18.
That is odd. They should have brought in a new voice actor for her. That's a gaming sin.
This game breaks its time traveling rules once again. Max is able to travel back in time to a time period before she had time travel powers, and yet in the time period before she had time travel powers, she's able to travel back in time even further, despite the fact that she has no time travel powers in this time period.
How do you know? How do you know she didn't have time travel powers back then? She just never figured out how to use them. It never clicked. There's never an instance where she needed to use them. She's still herself. She's in her 13-year-old body. That's true. However old we are in the actual game, we're still that old. We're just time traveling back to a 13-year-old body.
Are you confused? Because I don't blame you if you are. Discount
not
Black
really.
Super Nintendo controller.
There are rules for time travel, Nocturne.
This hilarious glitch.
Mr. Price, in case you're thinking about using your car, I heard there's
honey.
awful traffic.
I have no idea why
And
the
road
home phone didn't
construction.
ring just now.
So you shouldn't
I'm
drive
just
at
making
all.
a fabulous breakfast with Chloe and Max. We're all going to work at the Two Whales. What? Oh, I didn't know you had to get groceries. Of course I'll
Not
come pick
really.
you up. Now
I
I'll have an
just know the
excuse to
roads
get
are
a mocha.
bad and stuff.
Be there
So,
shortly.
so you.
Since you're obviously my personal GPS, I feel safer already. Excuse me, ladies, I have to go rescue yonder queen at the Save Mart. She doth have many bags of delicious grub for us to feast upon.
First person.
He totally ignored. He totally ignored Max talking to him. Alright, while Max down there talking, I'm just gonna go pick up my wife. Max is just like, alright, good talk.
Point of view of critical plot moments.
This is such a different world than when we were kids, isn't it?
After that snow and eclipse, it's more like the end of the world.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold the fuck up. So you mean to tell me that no matter what timeline Max is in, the climate change is inevitable? If that's the case, that opens up several problems and inconsistencies in this game. First of all, it almost completely negates what has been the core theme throughout this game up to this point, which is chaos theory. Crazy shit happens because it can and it will.
Do you know about chaos theory? Crazy shit happens. Because it can. And will.
And the game has already proven in the end of the last episode that this theory could be correct. Max is in the Vortex Club, she's friends with Victoria Chase and Nathan Prescott, Warren hooks up with Stella, and David turns out to be a bus driver. So if this chaos theory has been proven correct, then how come the approach of the storm remains the same?
Because we used our powers so much and changed everything. Isn't that the whole point that the game was getting at? Ask the people in Texas a month ago if crazy shit can and will happen would apply to the weather, right?
It is hella cold out here. Hella? I hate that word, no offense.
Alternate Chloe saying she hates the word hella. Hella is life. Hella is God.
What?
Chloe is still a punk at heart.
Max says this despite the fact that she's in a different timeline. The Chloe that she previously knew is not the same Chloe that exists in this timeline.
The Prescott family might be bad news. What do you think about them?
Evil. Next question?
Sounds like you know them well.
More than I want to. But Joyce has to work for those greedy bastards at Pan Estates.
So if the Prescotts are assholes even in this timeline, then how is Max part of the Vortex Club, which is headed by Nathan Prescott? Was that whole introduction to this timeline just an attempt to throw us off? Because if it is, it's a poorly executed one. The I don't know option is pointless, since all it does is force you to pick one of the other two options. The illusion of choice trend continues.
Chloe, I really don't know if I can do this. I had another friend who wanted to end it all, and I did everything I could to try and save her life.
If you manage to save Kate, how come Max never brings that up in this conversation? You know, to bring the whole message of hope, to never give up, to always remain steadfast. All she's doing is being vague, and I hate it when people are vague.
Because she doesn't want to bring someone else into a conversation and talk about their personal problems. Seems like a pretty friend thing to do, right? It didn't even happen this time. Right, true, but surely you see what they're getting at.
The possible emotional impact of this segment becomes irrelevant once Max goes back in time again. I mean, granted, this is a game based around time travel, but it's a sin nonetheless.
They literally just said it's a game based around time travel. Sin equals what I don't like.
Does Max just keep jumping through alternate timelines, fucking up everything, and then jumping somewhere else when shit gets real?
Max burning this photo is meaningless since she's gonna go back in time later on once again.
Wouldn't you? If you jumped back in time to a certain situation, you fucked it up even more. Wouldn't you be like, oh god, go back in time again? Let's do something else. I would. Cause that's what people do. They literally freak out. They're like, what do I do? What if you get stuck in so many different timelines, you don't know which one's actually yours anymore? Life is Strange is a horror game.
Chloe, I'm so sorry. I tried to make things different for you. I did try. I'm sorry. Listen, whatever happens, I want you to be strong. Even if you feel like I wasn't there for you. Because I will never abandon you, Chloe. I'll always have your back. Always.
Sweetie, are you crazy?
Please.
Okay, I have a big problem with this. If
Of
Max
course you
went
do.
back to the timeline where William died and said all of this to Chloe, then how come when we get back to the present, Chloe never once brings up this conversation to Max?
That is a fair point. If we did do that in the past, I don't think so. Because if we did that, then returned to the present, it should have changed the past for Chloe and me. So she should know that's what I said. The one where Chloe's alive, or her dad's dead. I still say it's off. I think this is a game sin. But then again, that was so long ago. Do you really expect Chloe to remember that? Hell, I can't even remember what I did yesterday, let alone when I was 10.
But that's only under the assumption that chaos theory is proven false, and that by going back in time and correcting one mistake, we have set everything else back in balance.
Chloe!
Oh,
Are
there
you
you have
ready
it.
yet? I have to get back to my dorm.
But I will still make time to see Kate in the hospital.
I'm going to be here for another day until my family comes out to visit.
Kate tries to kill herself and her parents haven't even come to see her yet? What the hell is wrong with them?
I was surprised how many students.
Literally, in the moment with Kate on the roof, you have an answer, a choice to make on which family member to talk about. Now, I'm pretty sure you had to choose your sister. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you wouldn't really choosing the bad answers, you wouldn't really expect her parents to even be here. Especially if they know about that porn shit.
From Blackwell wrote me. Daniel, Mr. Jefferson, even Victoria wrote me a very sweet note.
See, this is a big problem that I have with the game. Victoria is the only antagonist in this game that actually feels fully fleshed out. Because we're not simply told that she can be a good person, we actually see it. Say, for example, the paint situation. She is nice to you if you're gracious to her. Or, just in the alternate timeline that we had, she actually befriends Max into the Vortex Club. That's not the case for everybody else. Not with Nathan, not with David, not with Principal Wells, and dare I say, not even Frank. Nonetheless, it's a sin.
People have different personalities. That's literally it. People have different personalities. Victoria's seems more believable because she does have a nice side. Do you really think Nathan Prescott would have a nice side? If you do, stop gaming. End it here. After Life is Strange, you're done. There's no hope for you.
Max, I know Victoria can be, not nice, but I do believe in forgiveness and redemption.
If that's the case, then why did you attempt to commit suicide in the first place? It is at that point you believed your worth cannot be redeemed.
She's insecure. If you're comfortable with yourself, you don't need to act superior.
-1 sin for Max speaking truth.
We need to plan like a tea shop tour of Portland.
Oh yes, and you could bring Warren along too.
Jesus, will you stop forcing Warren into our conversations?
Who leaves a projector on in their room just waiting for someone to break in and find it? Nobody, except for Nathan, apparently.
Troubled person that's in...
Nathan takes medication though, and medication can sometimes make you forgetful. So maybe he left thinking he was gonna come back pretty soon? He's unbalanced too. That's characterization right there. Why are we applying the rules of normality to him? Troubled person that's into BDSM cliche. I am so sorry for all you people that are into BDSM and have a troubled personality. This game just dissed the hell out of you.
The BDSM cliche.
Stop right there, Nathan.
Make me, ho! Max, I got this.
Warren Ex Machina.
You like to hurt people, huh? Like Max? Like Kate? Like me? Huh? Feel this, motherfucker!
Sin count's going down.
Get off me! Please!
Ultra Combo! Show no mercy.
Max yet again.
Damn. Well, we're down to 189 cents now. Finish him.
Again just stands around while Warren is in a fight. He's your friend, Max.
Dude, Warren's winning this one. There's no reason to help him. What are you gonna do? Kick Nathan in the crotch?
Help him beat up Nathan. It's not even about if Nathan deserves it. This is about friendship, and friends help friends become violent offenders.
There is something wrong with Marie. Like, there's legitimately something wrong with Marie. Why do they want scrawny 'Cause friends help friends become violent offenders.
Now let's make a date with Frank.
Let's go to this drug dealer's van by ourselves. He hates us. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, look. The Wonder Twins.
Look, I know this game likes to make dumb movie and TV references, but seriously? Wonder Twins? Do you realize that 95% of the audience playing this game doesn't even know who the Wonder Twins are?
Yeah, you do. I don't know who the Wonder Twins are.
Now, why are you losers really here?
You're one of the elite 5%. What's the Wonder Twins? Stop strutting, you weirdo. What is it? Tell me. They are a superhero tandem. Yeah, I want to make the face that Frank is making right now. Two twins, one can turn into objects, one can turn into... Dude, if I could turn into a Rubik's Cube, I would. Figure me out! Fix me! Make me right. They fist bump and say Wonder Twin powers activate. Wow, sounds like stupidest shit ever.
We just want to ask you some questions.
You have some serious lady balls. No. Jesus, okay. Okay.
That was easy.
So what do you Hardy Boys want?
Wow, now a Hardy Boys reference? I officially hate you, Frank.
I've heard of the Hardy Boys, okay?
Wow, how exciting that you must solve this ridiculously long and annoying logic puzzle to figure out what to do next. It doesn't take away from the excitement of the moment at all.
I mean, I can see why they put it in the game, because you're trying to logic your way through it. And that's why they put it in the game. You gotta logic your way through it. It's not always about walking and choice making and looking at stuff and thinking words about it.
Let's find out what Nathan Prescott has been trying to hide.
If Nathan is aware enough to hide his phone behind his couch, then why isn't he smart enough to delete all the incriminating texts on the phone? That's the whole reason why he hid it in the first place.
Maybe so he can go back and look through the messages?
Remember, my power isn't infinite.
But it sure is convenient. Paranoid Prescotts make a huge security mistake. They have this padlock on the front door, but on the side of the barn they have a clearly accessible opening that is poorly covered up.
And after all that, the secret to getting into the darkroom is just seeing which number keys are faded.
Really?
Oh, yes! I thought that only worked in the movies.
I know.
If you use a punch key enough, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the numbers are gonna fade because you're keeping to those numbers constantly. And it really depends on how often you're going into that room. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the oils from your hands gonna mess it up, and plus anything that might be on your fingers besides oil. So yeah, that makes sense. That shows how long that place has been there. The fact that those numbers are faded.
No, right? It's amazing that it happens in video games as well.
Chloe, we can go right to the cops. We have proof.
Fuck the police.
Hey, she said it, not me.
I mean, her dad's a security officer, so yeah, she would say that.
Where are all the adults at this party? How is it that this is a school advertised party and yet there is tons of underage drinking, drugs, and no adults?
I'll count that as a game sim. Cause that is weird. That this would be a huge party with no adults.
Vortex club party and you're not playing any Daft Punk or Gorillaz? You kids have poor taste in music.
I don't think having superpowers would make my life easier. With great power comes great bullshit.
Nice try, Max, but you're still getting sent for that shit.
Excuse me, but I'm going in.
Sorry, but this is the VIP section. Members only. Okay?
Whoa, Chloe, did you get plastic surgery? Why does the school allow these kids to get away with tagging the restrooms with graffiti? I mean, I know that Blackwell Academy is basically owned by the Prescotts, but cleaning up all this shit seems like a waste of money, even for them. Plus, these kids are dicks to Samuel because he's gonna have to clean up all this shit. This terrible animation in the pool.
Yeah, that's a gaming sin right there.
Kate Marsh tried to kill herself in front of you and me. Everybody here.
That's not my fault, Max.
Victoria says this despite the fact that she posted the video of Kate online and left the link to the video in the girls' shower room. I mean, I know she's Queen Bee and lying as part of her character, but it's still getting counted as a sin.
Mr. Jefferson is at a teen party filled with drugs and alcohol.
Hey, look, an adult.
And he's such a super neato cool 45-year-old teacher at this party. This in no way.
How you gonna send the fact that there's no adults when you literally point one out right there? How you gonna do that?
It indicates that the girls who disappear from the Vortex Club parties are related to him. The extremely elaborate bunker filled with high-tech shit must all be the work of one idiot teenage boy who is struggling with a mental illness.
Oh, no.
Apparently, local anesthesia is capable of diminishing superpowers. Yeah, whatever. It's a video game. Still a sin. Surprising plot twist is not so surprising to anybody who's been paying attention to the game.
Oh, wow. Mr. Jefferson is the creepy kidnapper. I never would have guessed from the millions of clues. Oh, no. I am surprised.
I think a lot of people were surprised when he showed up right there. So they're telling everyone else they're stupid for not knowing. Thanks.
God, I don't remember anything that happened. This must be the same drug Nathan used on Kate.
You just said you don't remember anything, and yet you remember that this might have been the drug that was used on Kate? First-person point of view of critical plot moments.
Well, what else would it be?
Hold that stare there!
Stay still!
Hipster American Psycho.
Super long villain monologue. We get it, dude. You have no one to brag to about how brilliant you are.
That's every villain in every freaking anime and TV show and movie and video game. Get over it.
But this room is under 24/7 surveillance, so all I had to do was text you from Nathan's phone. And you...
I don't remember anything doesn't mean I don't remember anything ever. What am I? Am I even human?
fell right into my hands.
Classic villain cliche
Is my
number
mom
5.
my
Now
mom?
that I've revealed myself to be evil, I'm going to explain all the details of my evil plan.
That is the super cliche. That's a cliche that we all hate.
Get the fuck out of here, bruh.
Chloe. Oh, you're alive. Oh, you're alive. I did it. I fixed everything.
No you didn't. Rachel Amber's still dead. Speaking of which, Chloe doesn't seem too broken up about that fact based on this text.
Wowzer. Max submitted a selfie of herself to the Everyday Heroes contest and won. Now everyone says it's amazing. So brave. Wow, incredible. You're your own hero, Max. Super humble of you.
Now everyone says it's amazing? That's because people can actually see it now. How were they gonna say it's amazing before when they never saw it? You make no sense, Marie.
Max taking a picture of a girl with her own camera without the girl knowing. When she sees that picture on her camera later, she's definitely going to think she's going to be murdered soon. Creepy move, Max.
Oh no. Chloe, where are you?
I'm so fucking scared. I'm by the beach.
Chloe! Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Losing the connection right before something important, cliche. Look, I know Max is basically ripping apart reality now, but how does her going back in time and ripping up her winning photo that takes her to San Francisco automatically take her back to Mr. Jefferson's darkroom? Especially since we're in a timeline now where she ripped up the photo that she never submitted to the Everyday Heroes contest.
At this point, it's hard to get the context because I can't remember the game all that much.
Whoa. Did you see how crazy it is outside?
Whoa, hold on a damn minute. So we later find out that the storm is tied to Chloe's destiny. If Chloe dies, then the storm ceases to exist. So why is the storm still approaching here if Chloe's already dead? The whole reason why Mr. Jefferson was able to capture Max in the first place is because Max and Chloe went to the junkyard to find Nathan Prescott. So is Chloe still alive in this timeline? If so, how? She would have been able to stop Mr. Jefferson from capturing Max? Or is this just another symptom of Max breaking time and reality? Either way, it's a sin.
I hope these images will be appreciated for what they truly capture.
How do you expect them to be appreciated if you're going to be the only one who's looking at them? I mean, if you display them in public, that'd be a pretty bonehead move of you. Images of Max and yet she's conveniently missing?
True.
You think people won't be the least bit suspicious of that? Military veteran bested by dipshit photographer. Video game logic.
If dipshit photographer has something to swing at military veteran, then yeah. Guess who's gonna win?
Also, David Ex Machina. Also, saving the hero in the nick of time cliche.
David, wait!
You disappoint me, game. I wanted to see all the brains, and you deprived me of that. All of a sudden, Max knows how to drive a car, despite the fact that up until this point, we have never once seen her drive a vehicle. She is always seen either riding in the bus or riding with Chloe. Even in this massive storm, Evan's hair remains immaculate.
Sure, Max, let's just sit and chill out for a second while a tornado is approaching right outside the fucking window.
All this destruction is my fault.
Give me a break. You sure the hell didn't give yourself time travel powers?
I guess we'll never know if it's magic or science.
Even if it's from a wizard or a wormhole. You're part of something bigger.
You just got done telling her that going back in time is what caused the storm.
Going back in time is what caused the storm.
For luck.
Going back in time didn't cause a storm. Going back in time and saving Chloe caused a storm.
You know, throughout that entire bit, there was only one question that went through my mind. Where the fuck did Max get that jacket?
Come on, Max.
Chloe.
Now would be a perfect time to warn Warren and pretty much everybody at Blackwell Academy about the impending tornado.
Hurricane.
that's gonna rip apart Arcadia Bay. But it never happened.
Hold on. Why is he calling it a tornado now when he called it a water spout before? Which is it, dude? Is it a tornado? Or is it a water spout? Because you called it a water spout. It's a hurricane.
Happens. I mean, you gotta take care of Chloe, I understand, but a little bit of forewarning would be nice.
So listen, in a few minutes...
Do you really think they'd believe us? I mean, really? No.
I won't know any of this happened. Nothing. We absolutely have to stay in your room and do nothing. Then we explain everything to David, and we finally let him do his job.
Wait a minute, so after telling Chloe to stay in her room and then giving David all the details about Jefferson and Nathan, you guys ended up back at the beach? How? We interrupt this Life is Strange game to bring you PT. Hashtag fuck Konami.
And if you ever wonder why you ended up someplace because of something, well, just think of the title, Life is Strange. Strange that it happens.
Look, everything is going backwards because time travel symbolism. Get it?
Metal Gear Max again. Also, video game cliche number 27 again.
This scene where Chloe and Victoria kiss is way too short. I need more of this. More.
This entire sequence is an on-the-nose foreshadowing guilt trip.
You're just another puppet. Man, you are so stupid. I'm embarrassed to have the same name.
Alternate versions of you being an asshole to you, cliche. Literal trip down memory lane.
It ends where it begins? I never would have guessed.
This is the only way. You could use that photo to change everything right back to when you took that picture.
Max has never once told Chloe that she can travel through time by looking at photos, so how does Chloe know about that particular ability?
Did she see her use it? I don't know.
This entire ending is sinful for 5 reasons. 1. The final choice basically boils down to the old which group of people do you save or sacrifice cliche that has plagued these types of games for years now. 2. This final choice is basically a repeat of the scene with Chloe at the beginning of episode 4 where you were forced to decide Chloe's fate. Rehashing key plot elements from previous episodes for the grand finale gets you a sin. 3. No matter what option you choose, depending on what type of person you are, every choice that you've made up to this point becomes meaningless. If you choose to save Chloe, then all of Max's character development becomes undone.
He is right there. In a choices matter game, all of your choices have become moot. Depending what you choose here.
The past 40 minutes of segments trying to convince you that you'll do the right thing in the finale, the whole coming of age arc and finding who you are, all of Max's fears to prepare her to reach that final stage of self-realization, all of it gone if you choose to save Chloe. If you choose to save Arcadia Bay, then your whole mission of trying to save Chloe from her own death, which some could argue has been the primary objective for the past 5 episodes, becomes irrelevant. Speaking of which, 4. Too many questions remain unanswered. If you sacrifice Chloe, then what happens to everybody else?
Sacrifice Chloe. Well, life goes on hunky-dory. If we sacrifice Chloe, she dies. The hurricane goes away. It never happened. Life goes on.
Did you still save Kate Marsh from suicide? Is Rachel Amber still dead? Did we still kill Mark Jefferson? What was the significance of the lighthouse if it was just another piece of Arcadia Bay that got ripped to shreds by the tornado? What was the point in saving Alyssa in every episode? What, just to be an everyday hero? Why did they spend nearly the entire season building up Rachel's subplot and then it goes nowhere? Like, we couldn't even meet her once in the nightmare sequence? Maybe have a little heart-to-heart? What about Nathan? They spent all that time with the Prescott family, culminating in Sean Prescott telling Nathan to fulfill the family legacy, and then they just killed him off? Why? Details, you motherfuckers! They are important. And finally, the biggest reason why this ending is sinful is because when you break it all down, there really is no choice to begin with.
There is a choice, though. Do you save Arcadia Bay? Or do you let it get wiped out and take off with Chloe? That's the main 2 choices of this actual game. And I guess I can see if people are pissed off about that. 'Cause leading up to this point, really, it is kind of moot.
The developers clearly had an option that they wanted you to pick and an option that they didn't want you to pick because they put much more effort into one ending than the other. What's that? You saved Arcadia Bay? Congratulations! Here's the proper ending showing you how all of your choices mattered and how everything has come full circle. Oh, what's that? You decided to save Chloe? Well, fuck you then. You're an asshole. Here's a lackluster ending for you. But let's be real here. In this game, based around time travel...
It's not lackluster, it's depressing. You saved Chloe in order to destroy a whole town. What do you expect from it?
Did any of your choices really matter? No. The answer is no. Well, that pretty much does it for Life is Strange. If you managed to make it to the end of this video, then I sincerely appreciate it. I know this video took a lot longer than I expected to make, but that's what happens when life throws you curveballs. I want to give a special shout.
No, that's what happens when you're nitpicky as fuck. Wow. Wow. 200 and what? What's it say? 246?
Shout out to Stacy and Mari of
Yeah,
Geek Remix for their
246 game sends for this game. And about 220 of them weren't even actual game sends. They're just them saying what they didn't like with the game. That's not a game send.